Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror and sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. I am so nervous today because I'm going to be interviewing a star from my favorite movie of all time. I finally did it, and I can't believe it. This is probably going to be the episode that I end up saving, archiving, and bringing it out for my children and my grandchildren someday. I'm going to be interviewing the very first Jennifer Parker, Claudia Wells from Back to the Future, the first movie. And I'm just so nervous because it's my favorite movie of all time. It's a movie that's very deep and personal to me. I love it very much so. And I'm just speechless and nervous beyond words because it's a classic and iconic movie that I just love. And I got my Giants hat on because I'm from San Francisco and Claudia Wells is from San Francisco. So I hope I don't fuck this interview up. So without further ado, I'm going to interview Claudia Wells, the first Jennifer Parker, in Back to the Future.
Hello?
Hi, Claudia.
Tommy?
Yep.
How are you?
I am just spectacular. Oh, I cannot tell you how much this means to me.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. I'm glad that we finally were able to do it. I literally just finished with people.
Yeah, I can understand that. You know, it's such an honor because as far as I'm concerned, you're the only Jennifer Parker, and I just thank you for the time thank you for taking the time of your busy schedule tonight.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure.
So you're from San Francisco, and I'm from San Francisco.
I am. Oh, where are you from?
San Mateo.
Oh, wow. My sister lived in San Mateo for a while.
Really?
Yeah, in fact, my former brother-in-law is one of the editors of Sunset Magazine.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
So did you start out doing theater in San Francisco?
Yes, I actually started out doing opera when I was 8 years old. I was in my first opera. I was in 12 operas. No, 10 operas between the age of 8 and 12. And I studied at ACT, the famous school for acting.
Right.
And I was in the San Francisco Dance Company. And I did a ton of modeling. I was always in the San Francisco Chronicle or Pink section and J.C. Penney catalogs. And I did a commercial, Volvo commercial that won a Clio while I still lived in San Francisco.
Right.
And I went to really hard college prep elementary school called Marin Country Day School in Corte Madera.
Right.
And French American Bilingual School in the city before that.
Nice. The Pink section, I haven't heard that in a while.
Say it again?
The Pink section, I haven't heard that in a while.
Wait, you haven't heard what in a while?
The Pink section, I used to read that.
The Pink section, I know. It's funny, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to step outside and sit on my bench and see how the sound still is.
Okay.
All right, so you tell me if there's too much traffic or anything, but right now it doesn't seem like it.
Okay.
My store is on a pretty quiet street sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here I am. Can you still hear me fine?
Yeah. I can hear you.
I'm using the Beats earphone.
So you knew at an early age you wanted to be an actress.
I knew when I could first walk and talk that I wanted to be an actress. As long as I can remember, I've always wanted to be an actress. The first time I saw television, I wanted to be in that little box. I was born knowing what I wanted to do. I used to be very surprised when I would look at other kids in school and they didn't know their whole life passion and goal. It just blew my mind. I felt bad for them that they didn't already know what they wanted to do. I've always known.
Yeah. I grew up the same way. I knew I wanted to act and do stand-up comedy from the age of 3, and I used to imitate Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future when I was a kid.
Oh, that's awesome. One of my customers brought me a cartoon little booklet of Back to the future. I didn't even know it was around, and my character's in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was sweet. I get fans from all over the world that come to my store every week,
Yep.
every couple days. It's awesome.
With good reason. It's such an iconic movie, and you made such an iconic role. How long was it?
Thank you.
How long? Absolutely. How long was it before you moved to LA?
I moved to LA a month before I turned 14. I moved in June, June 15th, right after I graduated from the 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was going to change schools anyway and end up going to University High School in San Francisco. So I talked my mom into moving to LA because it was a change of schools anyway. So
Nice.
I was able to convince her to move.
Nice.
And the only reason we moved was so I could properly pursue acting.
Mm-hmm. And the first series you did was Herbie the Love Bug.
Well, I did some pilots. I did a pilot called Rise and Shine that Bill Frisky directed before that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did the pilot for Herbie the Love Bug that became a series. I think we did 5 or 6 episodes. They used to call me the pilot queen because I would do a pilot every year, and a lot of them would end up being TV series, but none of them became more than, I think, Fast Times, when I played the Linda Barrett character, which was what Phoebe Cates played in the movie. I think that one was 8 episodes. We got picked up on that one on day 2 of our filming.
Mm-hmm.
One sec.
Okay.
Sorry about that, Tommy.
It's okay.
I'm back. Okay.
You got to work with Dean Jones, who did the original movies, and Larry Linville from MASH, and Kip Lennon.
Yeah, that's right.
Kip Lennon, Kip Lennon, who was Michael Jackson's sound-alike when he sang.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Michael Jackson was on The Simpsons in the early 90s, and for some strange reason, he refused to sing, so Kip Lennon did his sound-alike voice for him.
Oh, my goodness. I didn't know that. But I remember you're right. Larry Linville from MASH and Dean Jones became a very good family friend with his wife, and they used to meet my mom and I. They invited us to go to church with them every Sunday. And then we went to brunch after, and every day on set, Dean spoke to me about God and discernment and the Holy Spirit and Jesus, and changed my life forevermore. I became Christian because of that.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
So he forever affected my eternity and my life. He's one of the most important people in the world to me.
Oh, that's awesome. And then
he gave me my first Bible, and they had tabs in different sections to help me know what order to read it in.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's great.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, because there was 2 little boys that played my little brothers, and Dean rarely ever spent time with them, or the woman who played my mom. He only spent time with me. And he'd always say, "Buddy, come here, come sit on the grass with me, let's talk." And he would talk to me about God.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was incredible, just incredible. I stayed friends with them for decades.
That's great. That's.
I still have on my refrigerator the invitation to his memorial. I opened my mail too late, and I missed it. But I still have the invitation on my refrigerator.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
I love that. And so then you did Off the Rack, which you got to work with my mom's childhood friend, Dennis Haysbert.
I love Dennis. Your mom knew him when she was growing up?
Oh, they knew each other from kindergarten till senior year in high school.
You are kidding me.
Nope.
I'm going to text him.
Yeah.
What is her name?
Her name is Donna Thorne.
Wait, I'm writing this down. I'm writing this down right now. I'm being interviewed right now on a podcast with Tommy. So tell me, what was your last name again? Kovac, right?
Kovac, Kovac, yeah.
Yep, Kovac, and his mom.
Donna Thorne.
How do you spell Thorne? Thorne?
Yes.
Was your, this is too funny, was your
Kindergarten through high school.
The end of high school?
Kindergarten through high school friend, yeah.
Oh my goodness. High school friend.
Yeah, it's so funny. I met him when I was 5.
That's great.
Yeah, I met him when I was 5. So.
This is too great.
Yeah. So you got to work with him and Ed Asner and Eileen Brennan, and the show didn't last long. But what was the experience like?
And it was Eileen Brennan's first job after she'd been hit by a car when she was walking across the street with Goldie Hawn. Eileen Brennan played that fabulous character in, what was the movie called?
Private Benjamin.
Yeah,
Private Benjamin.
This was her first job after that.
Yeah.
It was a 3-camera show. I played her daughter. Mm-hmm. I'm texting Dennis right this second. I just finished writing it. Haysword, mobile, send. Let's see what he says. That's so funny.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That was an important job because I did the pilot, and then I got cast in Back to the Future, and then the pilot got picked up to be a series, and it was supposed to shoot at the same time as my character in Back to the Future, and ABC would not release me to do the movie, so I had to back out from being Jennifer in Back to the Future, and they recast my part, and I did the 7 shows of Off the Rack, and then they let go of Eric Stoltz, which was a secret from the world for like 25 years.
Yep.
And then they hired Michael, and I was available, and they fired the girl who they had cast in my part and rehired me.
Yep. Oh my God.
And then I got to be Jennifer. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. It's stuff you don't hear about these days, I'll tell you that.
Say that again?
That's the kind of stuff you don't hear about in Hollywood these days, I can tell you that.
No, Well, they say that, because Michael was 5'4", she was 5'7", I'm 5'3.5", that they just, people on set couldn't picture him with a taller girlfriend. And that was enough reason for them to let her go and rehire me. So I'll take it.
Yeah, that actress was Melora Hardin, and I'm trying to reach out to her for an interview.
She and I were major stiff competitors. We used to audition for things, and she'd get one, and I'd get the next, and she'd get the next, I'd get the next. We were very serious competitors. So it was something that they cast her and then recast me. It was, I still see her every now and then at different events.
Nice. Yeah. It's my favorite movie of all time. It's been a profound impact to my life, and I'll tell you why. Because when I was little, my parents used to let me look at their yearbooks, and I always wondered, like, what would have been like if I had known them in high school. And I see my parents the way they are because I'm just like them, and, like, I kind of get it now, you know? And the first time I saw it, I was 3 years old. It was on a VHS retail store tape that my parents rented. And I remember the day it first aired on HBO, Wednesday, April 1st, 1987.
Wow.
And we taped it, and then my brother taped it over, and then we taped it again on Friday, April 24th, 1987. It was on a double bill with The Heavenly Kid. It was a time travel teen night, and I still have that. I still have that tape to this day. I watch it every once in a while, not too much because I don't want to wear the tape out. But when I do, when I do watch it, I still have that feeling. I still have that feeling I had when I was 3 years old, sitting on my parents' living room floor, and just getting chills when I hear that music during the end credits. I still have it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That is so beautiful. I love hearing stories like that. It's interesting because it seems that almost everyone I meet has a special memory and story of the first time they saw the movie. More so than other people. I mean, I've heard one man told me it's the movie he brought his son to the day he had to tell him that he was divorced from his mom, It seems that everyone has an iconic memory of the first time they saw the movie.
Yeah, to me, it's the perfect movie. It's got all the movie genres I love in one package. All the performances are unparalleled, full of depth and pathos. And
is it too noisy for me to be sitting out here? Are you okay with the sound?
it's a little noisy.
Let me go back into my store. It's
Okay.
gonna be quieter.
Okay.
The motorcycle's going by. Okay, I'm back in now to be quiet.
At least you got some air, you know.
Exactly. I love sitting on the bench outside my store. Okay, perfect. I'm back in here now.
So,
Let me turn the music on.
how long did you get to work on the movie for?
It was on and off for about 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Wow, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When I was at your store...
Because,
Oh, go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
When I was at your store, I saw all those on-set pictures on the wall. I loved them.
Oh, I'm glad. My friend, I asked him and he built that shelf especially because fans come from all over the world. And I had all of this stuff in my apartment, and I thought, it's silly for it to be in my apartment when I can share it with people and make them happy. So that's why I did it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what were you saying though before?
I don't remember.
About working on the movie for 3 weeks on and off.
The first scene that I shot was the last scene of the movie. That was the first scene I shot.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that look you give Marty just before you kiss him goodbye. It's so adorable.
Oh, thank you. I loved doing that movie. I loved every job I had. I really adored working, so I loved everything I've done.
Mm-hmm. I love the fact that Jennifer has white French tip nails. Was that something you already had, or was it given to you by the makeup lady?
No. Wow, I'm impressed with you. That's the first time ever in the history of the world anyone has commented or noticed. That was just me. I always had my nails done.
Nice.
That was me.
Yeah, because
I'm impressed with you. Good one.
Oh well, I paint my toenails, so that's why I had to ask.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, no, I've gotten my nails done since I was probably 15.
Mm-hmm.
And I still do.
13 for me.
In fact, in the scene on the bench, when I'm sitting there and I'm playing with my nails because it had broken, like a few minutes earlier, so I was playing with it because it was broken. And you can see me kind of fussing around with my hand in that scene. I was looking at my broken nail.
Oh, that's no good. I interviewed this one actress. She told me the white French tip pedicure she had in the movie was given to her by the makeup lady because the director knew that they were going to show a close-up of her feet to show her that to show the audience that she comes from money. And in real life, she hates white French tips, so she said it was definitely something that the makeup artist gave her.
Oh wow! Yeah, no, they didn't do that. I came prepared.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you go to the premiere?
Oh, for sure. It was July 3rd, 1985. I definitely went. I went with my best friend Patrick Laberto, who played Laurel Olsen's son on Little House on the Prairie.
And he was in summer school.
Huh?
He was in summer school. He played, what was his name in that movie?
Yes!
Tommy or something? Yeah.
Wow, good for you. And then he starred on Jag for a long time.
Yep, Jag.
His mom was my acting coach. His little brother, Matt Laberto, played Albert on Little House on the Prairie. And their dad, Ron, was a very, very dear friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
So they were very close family friends. And Patrick said I squeezed his hand so hard that it was hurting him because I was so nervous about seeing myself on the big screen. In fact, I went to my prom with his little brother, Matt.
Nice. Oh, that's
They were
cute.
just really good. In fact, Melora was best friends with him also. We were kind of we all were hanging out together.
Wow. Yeah,
Yep.
that's what Hollywood.
Patrick and I met because we were both at ABC Network for 7 hours trying out for Too Good to Be True, which was a pilot.
Mm-hmm.
And they kept mixed. It was two of us. It was me and Diane Franklin.
I love Diane.
For my role. And she got it. And then I think it was a week later that I went in for Rise and Shine, which was the Renee Taylor, Joe Bologna pilot. And I just walked in and I was like, it's me again. And I got that part.
Nice. Yeah, I love Diane. She was my very first interview on here, and I had her on again a couple weeks ago.
Oh, you're kidding?
Yeah, I love Diane.
I love Diane too. I haven't seen her in a while. She's darling.
Oh yes, she's.
Is she still acting?
Oh yes, she's like heavy on the comeback trail right now. She did another Amityville horror movie, and she did a couple other horror movies, and she's like doing conventions like every other week or something. I mean, she's busy.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You know, someone told me a lot of people are into making their comebacks now. A lot of actresses that hadn't worked in a long time are all of a sudden coming back and doing TV shows.
Yeah. I mean, people like me who are 80s movie buffs and stuff, I mean, you know, we help move it along, you know, because we love your work, you know.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I still love to act. I do occasionally in independent films, but I'm not out actually pursuing it. I don't have an agent or anything, but I just always think if it's still meant for me to do, then God will send it to me.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite scene in the movie?
I thought the scene when Michael comes with the head Walkman,
Yeah.
the crazy music, and scares Crispin.
Yeah.
I think that's a very funny scene. I like that one. And I found out years and years and years later, because I was best friends for about 10 years with Eddie Van Halen, and I didn't know he did music in the movie, and he didn't know I was Jennifer in the movie. And one day he was talking about, he did this movie Back to the Future, and I said, what are you talking about? I was in Back to the Future. You weren't in Back to the Future. He said, I did the music. I said, Alan Silvestri did the music, and Huey Lewis did the music. He said, I did the music too, Claudia. And I said, I don't think so. And then he told me what he did, and I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't know. I thought that was funny.
Well, I can correct that. He actually did that music for the movie Eric Stoltz and Leah Thompson made before, The Wildlife, and then they just put that music in Back to the Future.
Oh, you're kidding. And I screen tested for The Wildlife.
Yep.
I screen tested for the role Leah got.
Yep, it was for that movie. And he actually, that Van Halen song Right Now actually came from one of the scores from that movie, but it sounded completely different. It was like on an electronic piano or something.
Wow, well, he's just a genius. He is an absolute genius.
Yep.
I've never seen anybody play the piano like he can. It just utterly blew my mind.
Yeah.
All of it just from his head.
Yeah, I'm the biggest Van Halen fan, especially from the David Lee Roth era. Is my favorite.
Oh yeah, we were great friends for many, many, many years.
Yeah, my favorite scene in the movie is during the Earth Angels sequence when Marty is like fading out of existence. It's so creepy and disturbing, but it's so good at the same time. And you know,
Harry.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
I was going to say Harry Waters Jr. and I did an event in the south of France together a few years ago.
Yeah, he's doing good.
We're all still great friends, all of the cast.
Yeah. Harry Waters still doing good?
He's incredible. He's a professor and head of the art department, the drama department at a college on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And he still travels and does autograph shows when he's available. Mm-hmm. He's a terrific guy.
Do you have a favorite line in the movie?
Well, it seems like the iconic line everyone likes is "How about a ride, mister?"
How about a ride, mister?
But I like. But you're good, Marty. You're really, really good. Like Doc Brown always said, you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. I think that's a good line.
Yeah, my favorite is, when I kiss you, I feel like I'm kissing my brother, because that line's been said to me a million times. A million times.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was my audition scene. Mm-hmm.
That was your audition scene? When you were...
Yeah, that was the scene I auditioned with.
Wow.
Yeah. That was the scene.
Yeah, they said that, it took them a while when they wrote the early drafts to like get Marty out of the Oedipus situation, and then when they came up with that line, they knew it was golden.
Yeah, it was perfect. It was perfect. Well, Bob Gale and Bob Zemeckis are just both utter geniuses, and I adore Bob Gale. We've been buddies for this whole time, keeping in touch through emails, and then when we see each other at different events.
Yeah. I went to my first convention 2 years ago, the first Silicon Valley Comic Con in San Jose, and
Oh yeah, how was that?
oh, it was great. It was spectacular, and I got to meet Leah and I almost fainted because I love her so much. I got a photo op with her that I keep by my bed.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's precious. Well, she's a lovely woman and a great girl. I adore her. She's I just adore her. She came over to my store on Christmas New Year's, a couple days after New Year's to wish me a Happy New Year, and we chatted for about half an hour. She's a terrific girl.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all really special friends with each other.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, Michael, he was charging like $270 for an autograph for his research, stem cell research, and I couldn't do that, but I got to meet Leah though at least. I would have met Christopher too, but I was very low on money because it was my first convention. I didn't know how it worked,
That's incredible. That is a lot of money.
Yeah. That's like rich people buying autographs from him pretty much.
Yeah, those are the only people that could afford it.
Yeah. I don't think a whole lot of fanboys are like, saving their allowance for that,
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing a show called StarCon, which is in Ciancano Terme on May 24th, 25th, 26th, and 27th. It's right in the center of Tuscany. And then on June 5th, I'm doing an autograph signing appearance in Mallorca, in Spain.
Wow.
And then that's it for this trip. But it's going to be my first time ever in Italy, and I'm hoping everyone comes to my booth at the show, because it's going to be an exciting show.
That's great. Hopefully I'll get to meet you in California one day, or at least, when I get this, next time I'm in town and I get to stop by your store, I get to meet you.
Yeah, that's the cool thing. It's fun when I'm styling someone and they're just, one guy today was saying, it's so weird because I think of you as you and my stylist, but I'm being styled by Jennifer Parker and I can't get over it. Mm-hmm. So it's really a fun combination.
Yeah. And then a couple months later, I was at another convention and I met Jeffrey Weissman. And
oh, he's a doll.
Oh my God, he was a funny guy. I went to his panel, right? And it was just him. And I have never seen a guy so funny and so bitter about the movie industry. He was telling all these funny stories about, drama that he saw in movie sets and everything. Clint Eastwood on Pale Rider. I mean, it was so funny. And he was like Jack Black in his first scene that he's teaching the class in School of Rock. He was like, don't get into the industry, kids,
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, he's a great guy. I like him a lot. And his wife, Kimball, is just a wonderful lady.
Yeah. And he teaches acting in San Francisco.
Yes, he does. What convention was he at?
The Campbell Comic Con in Campbell, California. Yeah, Campbell is, in San Jose area.
Oh, okay. I mostly stick to international shows and appearances because it needs to be something for me to choose to leave my store. Because my store is 26 and a half years old, and it's just my baby, and I love it so much.
Yeah.
Plus, I want to always be here for my customers. So I pick and choose carefully which appearances I do.
Mm-hmm. That's a good thing to do. At least Tom Wilson now, at least he's finally starting to embrace Biff, because I know he did it for a long time.
Oh, that's a big change.
Yeah. I heard he used to, turn down autographs and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that too. I was happy for him when he decided to do it. I thought maybe he was waiting to do a big hip hip hurrah in 2015, and then when he never did, I was surprised. But I'm
Yeah, he was at the Silicon Valley Comic Con last year. I didn't get to go, but I saw the panel on YouTube. He was making everybody laugh, playing his banjo or whatever he had. He had an instrument that he
Oh,
was
I
playing.
love that song. I saw him do that live at the Laugh Factory in Hollywood.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal. He's so funny. He's a brilliant painter as well. He has a lot of beautiful art. I had some at my store for a while.
Yeah, that's what I heard, that he's a good painter.
Yeah, very good painter. And funny, funny guy. He was very nice.
Oh yeah, being a comedian myself, I've met people who know him and they tell me he's a great guy.
Yeah, he is. And he's got a lovely wife and family.
Hmm. So why didn't you do the sequels?
My mom was dying. She had been diagnosed with fourth stage lymphoma, and there was
Oh,
just so much stress at home and things going on that I just backed out of everything. I backed out of my whole career and just always thought in my heart, I'll go back to it one day, but right now I need to be doing this. So that's why.
oh, well, that's very commendable. I'll tell you, I took care of my grandma 9 months after I graduated high school. I didn't go to college, and it was very emotional to me when I did go to college the next year. I ended up leaving after a semester, but I took care of my grandmother for 9 months.
Yeah. It's a rough, tough, hard thing to deal with. But had I done anything differently, I wouldn't have the life I have today. I don't think I would have the store I have today. And I have no regrets. I believe Romans 8:28 in the Bible says, all things work together for good, for those who love the Lord and are called according to his purposes. And I truly believe that. All things work together for good, no matter what it is, negative, positive, whatever it is, God works it all out together for good.
I
I
agree.
live on that.
I agree. I survived a car accident in a 30-day coma a couple years ago.
Oh my gosh, that's huge.
Yeah.
Wow, that's unheard of. That's amazing.
Yeah, so I believe everything you were just saying, because
Mm,
statistically I should be dead now, but I'm so glad I'm not.
easily. Me
Yeah.
too. Me too. And it's amazing because you can't predict anything that's going to happen, or look back and think, what if I did this or what if I did that? 'Cause all of our experiences make us who we are, and so
Hmm.
it's all worthwhile.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Did
Yeah, and the cool thing is I still get to be Jennifer all over the world, and so I really didn't miss out on anything other than starring in the two movies and whatever would have come of that.
right?
The role was supposed to have been different, where they used to tell me that Michael and I would go through the whole thing together. So but in terms of the byproduct of it all, I get to travel the world and meet fans, and I get to have the fun of being a part of such a great movie trilogy, and I still get to be Jennifer.
Absolutely, you always will be.
I love that. And you know what's funny? My sister's name is Jennifer.
Really, Jennifer Wells?
No, she has a different last name. She's married, but Jennifer is her name. So I grew up with my mom, miss calling my name Claudia, and she'd call me Jennifer. Claudia. And so I'm totally being called Jennifer is very natural for me.
That's so awesome.
I know, it's amazing. Out of all the names in the world.
Did you see that Family Guy episode where George McFly
Yes.
is yelling at Lorraine and saying, "Did you fuck our friend Marty? Because he looks like our son Marty."
Oh, that's hysterical. I didn't see that. I saw the one where Jennifer and Marty and Doc Brown are in the car, and he says, what happens to our kids? Do they become da-da-da or something?
Oh yeah,
And
I remember.
Doc Brown says, no, but your daughter marries a black guy. And I look and I say, well, what's wrong with that?
Oh my God, yeah,
And
I
I always
remember.
wondered why they didn't ask me to do the voice. I would have loved to have done that.
Yeah, because Leah actually did the voice of Lorraine in that one I just told you.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they didn't know where to find me, but I would have loved to have done that. I was the voice of Jennifer in the Back to the Future Telltale video game.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was me, and then Doc Brown, Christopher Lloyd played his voice, and then everyone
Nice. Yeah.
So I was thrilled to be able to become Jennifer again. That was awesome.
Well, it's not too late. I mean, they're always doing parodies on Family Guy, so maybe they will find you eventually.
Well, that would be nice. I'd love that.
And then, so you did the sitcom version of Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and I've seen clips. I've seen clips of it on YouTube. It's pretty bad.
Well, it was actually it was still with Amy Heckerling and her husband at the time, Neil Israel.
Right.
And it was amazing because the other kids on that became superstars. It was the first series for Patrick Dempsey and Courtney Thorne-Smith, who ended up doing Ally McBeal, and then Patrick Dempsey did a bunch of movies and then became Dr. Dreamy.
Right.
McDreamy on
Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
And then Wally Ward, who was on it, became Wallum something else, but he became very famous doing other series. And Ray Walston, of course, and Vincent Schiavelli.
Yep, they came back.
From the film. So it was an interesting experience. Not one of my, it was the only job I ever did with other people my age. I was always usually the only kid, or I'd have, a couple of family members with adult cast. So that was a different kind of an experience for me to be mostly with teenagers.
Yeah, I mean, I just love the original movie because when you do a network show, you can't get away with, giving a blowjob to a carrot or jerking off in the bathroom and getting caught, So it just wasn't the same for me.
Remember, you're talking to a lady right now. I'm not one of your guy friends.
I apologize, Claudia. I interview so many tomboys on this show.
Yeah, that's all right. But it was a good cast to work with, that's for sure.
What was it like working with Moon Zappa?
Oh, she was a trip. She was a nice girl. She and I were in New York. We both did CBS Morning News together. Right. We were interviewed by Maria Shriver, who I actually socialized with. She and her husband were best friends with the guy I was dating at the time. She was a cool girl. She was very nice and easygoing, just very normal.
Yeah, we were supposed to do
it. She started out as the reality consultant.
Right.
And then became Barbara.
Right.
I haven't seen her since. Is she singing still, or what's she up to lately?
All I know that she's doing is that she does a lot of interviews about her father, and she did a documentary about him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's all I know.
I remember her brother was dating Molly Ringwald, who I was really good friends with, and she and I spent all weekend, one weekend, making a collage for his birthday, but I didn't get any credit for it. But I did most of the work.
Yeah.
But he was a nice guy. I met him a couple times.
Nice.
Dweezil, that was his name, Dweezil Zappa.
Dweezil Zappa, and he's just as good as a guitar player as his father was.
Oh, wow, really? That's a big deal.
Yeah, he sounds actually just like him when he plays guitar.
Oh, my goodness. And the guy who played the surfer dude, Spicoli, ended up having a band.
Dean Cameron?
And I think that the guy who played Brad, Dean Cameron, and then the guy who played Brad also ended up having a band.
Huh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he found me on Facebook.
It's funny when you get found by people on Facebook.
It's amazing. It's amazing. My Facebook, I finally opened a fan page a few years ago because my personal pages got full. Hey, how are you? My customer just walked in.
Oh, shoot.
How you doing, honey? Good to see you.
Thank you so much for...
Oh, my pleasure. Tommy, are you okay if we continue this in a little while? Is that possible?
I just wanted to ask you just one more question.
Oh, sure.
Claudia, what's your secret to not aging? Because you look great.
Oh, I love that question. My family doesn't age. My mother used to say that there was a painting in the attic called Dorian Gray, because that was an old book where there's a painting in the attic that ages because the family doesn't. My father's 93 and looks 20 years younger at least. My family just doesn't age.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. I've always looked young. That's a good thing. I don't know. My family literally doesn't age. I have sisters in their 60s, and they look
Yeah.
I probably look older than my sister, who's 2.5 years older than I am. She's not got a line on her face, and I think she's excited. She finally found her first gray hair. She's a little silver in her hair now. But no, my family just literally doesn't age.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you were always
Thank God for grace.
Mm-hmm. Well, you were always a cute girl, but you blossomed into a gorgeous lady and a sweet lady, and this has been the biggest thrill of my life. Thank you so much, Claudia. I hope I get to meet you at a con or your store someday.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And everyone can find me on Claudia Wells Actress is my fan page on Facebook, and I'm at Claudia Wells 1. The number is my Instagram. And then ClaudiaWells.com, I ship autographs all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
ArmaniWells.com is my store. So I'm happy for people to find me and get in touch with me. And I appreciate the time, and thank you for the interview, Tommy.
Yes, and by the way, did Dennis text you back?
Oh, you know what? He hasn't yet. No, I was checking, actually. Let me look one more time.
Okay.
Not yet. Not yet, but he will.
Okay, when he does, email me, okay?
I promise I will, Tommy, and thank you again for the interview. I appreciate your time.
My pleasure. You have yourself a great evening, and don't work too hard.
Oh, I love working, so it's not a problem. Thank you. God bless you.
God bless you.
Okay, Tommy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, well, there you have it. Claudia Wells. Ain't she a sweetheart? Thank you so much, Claudia. I can't tell you, this was like the greatest honor of my life, just hearing your sweet voice on my telephone. If you like this video, everyone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, add me as a friend on Facebook, join my Tommy Kovac comedian page, and follow me on Twitter. This is an episode I'm definitely going to archive for my children someday. So that's all time we have this week on Splat from the Past. Until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past, because the present sucks. Great Scott. Later, dudes.